What's up guys? Today we're going to be testing an RTX 2060 with DXR DLSS features on Battlefield 5. First run's going to be 1080p, no DXR or DLSS. Then we'll go through low and high presets of DXR and DLSS enabled and disabled. Alright, so without further ado, let's see how this RTX 2060 does. Alright guys, Ultra settings here with the 2060. Go ahead and show you guys. This is with DLSS and DXR disabled, but everything else is at Ultra settings. I do have motion blur off for all these tests. I don't like it. I know it does take a bit of an FPS hit, not too much, but that's up to personal preference. I went ahead and turned all these lens effects off. Also personal preference. I don't think these take a performance hit at all. This is at 1080p. This is what all the tests are going to be run at. All the tests are going to be run at Ultra settings. The only thing we're going to be changing is DXR from low to Ultra and DLSS on and off. But right now, DXR off, DLSS off, Ultra settings, we are getting really good frame rates. About 100, some dips into the 90s. We might see some 80 dips. And picture quality does look fantastic right now. So, you know, if you're playing on a 144 Hz 1080p monitor, this would do well. You know, right now this is at 60 frames, or on a 60 Hz monitor, so I can't really see those frames, but, you know, if you do have a higher refresh rate monitor, it should be a great experience for you. Yeah, so some dips into the 80s, but let's go ahead and see how ray tracing does. Alright.
Keeping myself so busy, pushing out the misery, trying to find the peace in me. I wanna be. pushing myself to the edge, not wanna go away. But testing myself all the ways. I've been pushing my mind to the most. I've been loving the people around me, but so paranoid.
Alright, so as you guys just saw, 2060 Ultra settings on BF5 doesn't do too well, even at 1080p. If you want a good 60 FPS experience, 1080p Ultra settings, you might want to opt for a 2070 instead. All in all, great entry-level RTX card. I have messed with the settings a bit. We do have a mix of medium and high settings with DXR on high, DLSS enabled, and we seem to be doing pretty good. 70 FPS and dips into the 60s, nothing too crazy. And this is at 1080p. If we go ahead and turn off DLSS, we still get some pretty good frames. So, you know, still 60 FPS. The image does look a lot better than with DLSS enabled. DLSS does tend to make the picture a bit blurry. But even with DLSS off, we're still getting some good frame rates, 60 FPS gaming with those mixed settings on. So like I said, you know, great entry-level card. You know, if you're looking for ray tracing or you want to test it out, sub $400 card. These are at stock clocks, so if you do overclock your card, you'll see better frame rates than these. And also keep in mind, I am recording, so that does take about a 5 FPS hit. So you should be seeing, you know, closer to the 70s with DLSS off in these settings. You know, like I said, you know, great entry-level card. If you do want, you know, ultra level graphics, opt in for a 1070 at 1080p. But if you don't mind not playing at ultra, you know, you could probably still play this game with DLSS on high settings. 60 FPS. As a matter of fact, go ahead and test that out now. Go ahead and turn DLSS on. We'll throw these on high. And ambient occlusion. See how that does. So yeah, 60 FPS, we just saw it dip into the 40s. That's probably due to the VRAM restriction. 6 gigabytes might not be enough for ray tracing, but we're still seeing 70 FPS, some dips into the 60s. These are at the high setting, so this would be the high preset with DLSS on. So you're still getting a good bang for your buck here. This is about the same performance as a 1070 or 980 Ti. Does a little bit better. And like I said, this is at stock clock speeds. If you're not recording, you'll probably see a little better frame rates. You can probably throw it on Ultra and see close to 60 FPS. But I will be doing more videos on this comparison to my 980 Ti. So be on the lookout for that. As always, thanks for watching. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe.